What's going on, guys? We are back. We're going to do Deadwalkers. Re-deck analysis. So, there have been 7 cards, or 5 cards released since we last did this. Let's go through our unlocked cards and decide if there's anything that we want in here that is not currently in here. Let's see. Huh. I don't see anything. So first things first, let's talk about the first thing I'm going to take out of this deck, because it did prove to be very underwhelming when we were playing with it. I don't know why I tried to force it so much. I just liked trying to force it for some reason, because I mean it's just ridiculous if you can get out of control, but very rarely do you actually have the board presence to have multiple zombies on the field. And if you do, especially now with dodge and burnout, they're not going to live. So let's get these guys out of here, just right off the bat. So that leaves us with 1 card to take out from our deck. We got 24 lands. That seems good. I like the Zombie Apocalypse. Some people were telling me not to play the Zombie Apocalypse, but I like it. The Avatar of Woe is scary. Most of the time it's going to cost you 8 mana, so I don't know if I like that. But it'd be good in 2-headed, so I think that's what we're going to take out. Let's look over all this again, because there are a few cards in here that maybe I should be playing. Why is there a Doomblade taken out? I'm going to put the other Doomblade back in. I'm going to put in the Exhume. But do we actually have anything that big? No, we don't. So the Exhume's actually going to come out. I like the Black Cats a little bit, but they're just very situational. So, 1 more card to take out. Well, I definitely have to keep the Lord of Unreals in here. I definitely have to keep the Messengers, the Death Baron, the Flashbag Marauders. The Grim Return's not bad. Death Clouds are solid. Graveborn Muse. In your upkeep, you draw X cards and lose X life, or X the number of zombies you control. That's not bad. At least you're drawing a card, losing a life off of her. The Reaver's solid. Dedelate, Assuming Vapors, Grave Titans, Mikaeus. So we should get rid of one thing. I do want to keep zombies in there, so I don't mind the Diregraph Ghouls. They're a little bad here and there, but at least they do things. And then the rest of the stuff, yeah. So we need to we need to get rid of one thing. Let's get rid of. Yeah, let's get rid of the Zombie Apocalypse now that so many things are samurais and not. I don't know if the samurais are humans or not. Let's check that out. Deck Manager. There we go. Swords of the Samurai. Giants. Human samurais, human samurais, human samurai. Fox Samurai. Human Samurai, Human Samurai. Actually, we're going to leave that in there. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Because the Vastin's Glory deck is still scary enough that I would play it just for the random times you come up against it. And if not, it just returns all your zombies to the field. It's just that late game card is one of, I don't feel like it's a wasted spot. So I think we are going to take out that Doomblade again. I feel like that's actually one of our worst cards. It's really weird saying that. The only other thing I could consider taking out would be the Grave Pact. But a lot of people can't deal with the Grave Pact, and your creatures just keep coming back and doing stupid things. So I think that's how we're going to leave it. Let's go to the next deck, or let's talk about this deck first. 3 Gravecrawlers, 2 Diregraph Ghouls, 1 Vampiric Tutor, 2 Reanimate, 2 Doomblades, 2 Silent Bloods, 2 Lord of the Undead, 2 Geralf's Messengers, 1 Death Baron, 2 Fleshbag Marauders, 1 Grim Return, 2 Death Clouds, 1 Graveborn Muse, 1 Liliana's Reaver, 3 Undead War Chief, 1 Grave Pact, 2 Tendrils of Corruption, 1 Mutilate, 1 Consuming Vapors, 2 Grave Titans, 1 Micaeus the Unhallowed, and 1 Zombie Apocalypse. So it seems pretty good. Again, if you want to check out the original deck analysis on the deck, there's probably, well, it's definitely in the playlist. Hopefully there's a link in the description. If there's not, remind me to put one there. Or if there's not an annotation, remind me to put one there. And have a link to the previous deck. But let me know what you guys think of this deck. Let me know what you change. And let's get on to the next one. So, the next one will be... We'll work our way up. Enter the Dracomancer. So, we have 70 cards in our deck, which tell me that it's been a long time since I unlocked this, or even did a deck analysis on it. Did I ever do a deck analysis on Enter the Dracomancer? I don't believe I have. That's something we're going to have to check real quick while I'm talking, and just continue to talk, because I don't believe I did do a deck analysis on it. Either that or I did it right away when it first came out. Let's look at my videos on YouTube. On my playlist, and let's look at my deck analysis videos. Firewave, Sliver, Hive Chant, Mylaya. Alright, so we're going to do a full deck analysis on this, guys. So, let's talk about the deck. Just like we always do. Just like we always do. I can't believe I never did a deck analysis on this. That's weird. Very, very strange. So we're going to cut a land. Oh, nope, did not want you to do that. So we're going to cut a whole bunch of lands just because we want to. Why did it give me so many? Okay. Let's get that card back in there. So the lands aren't right at all, by any means. So let's look at the deck. Got the Terramorphic Expanses. So the way I remember this deck working is it's very, very Devour heavy. It's based on endgame dragons, so we're going to want 25 lands for sure. It's just typical Jund. Does stupid things, everybody hates it, and yeah. So, let's see. Let's start off with the Tukatong Valids. Tukatong Valids! 1 mana for a 1/1, and when it dies you get another 1/1. Seems good enough to me, especially when we're considering devouring our own creatures. If not, it's a chump blocker for 2 turns. So, I'm going to keep the Tukatong Valids in there. Banefire. Banefire is good. Does X damage, and if X is 5 or more, it can't be countered by spells or abilities. And it can't be prevented. So I like that. Dragon's Breath. Enchanted creature gets haste, and whenever a creature with converted mana costs 6 or more in its battlefield, you may return it from your graveyard and attach it to that creature. I'm not a fan of it. Most of the dragons later on are good enough anyway. Dragon Fangs, same type of thing. That enters the battlefield with converted mana cost 6. +1/+1 trample, but most of our creatures have flying, so trample is kind of irrelevant. Artifact Mutation, destroy target artifact. It can't be regenerate. Put X 1/1 green sapperling creature tokens on the battlefield where X is artifact converted mana cost. Huh. I'm not a huge fan of that. There aren't that many artifacts in the set, so it doesn't seem like it's absolutely necessary. Savage Twister deals X damage to each creature. It's a nice little board wipe. I'm going to leave it in. Dragon Fodder, again, gets us 2 tokens for chump blocking and gets us closer to that Devour cost that we want to see. Dragon Speaker Shamans are great. They get us to the dragon that we want to see. Also, the Jund Battle Mage. Jund Battle Mage. It's a monster. You just 1 green mana, put out a token. 1 green mana, put out a token. 1 green mana, put out a token. So I like him. Borderland Rangers, absolutely necessary because of the fickle 3-color mana. Without having fetch lands and without having shock lands, you just can't. You have to play some sort of mana fix, or you're just going to lose games. So I'm going to leave in the Borderland Rangers for now at least. Jund Charm's a nice little board wipe, nice little pump spell when you need it, or you targeted something in your graveyard, I'm going to exile it. So, Jund Charm's good. Consume Strength, target creature gets +2/+2, another gets -2/-2, so it kind of pumps your creature, hurts them, but I'm not a huge fan of it. So we're going to get rid of that guy. Soulfire, target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature or player. I feel like a 2-of here is probably a good option because we already have some good solid board wipe. There aren't that many other decks playing a huge, gigantic creatures other than the Eldrazi deck and the Demon deck late game. But Maelstrom Pulse does a good job of getting rid of those, and especially with a 4-of Maelstrom Pulse. Maelstrom Pulse is absolutely amazing. Destroy target non-land permanent and each other permanent with the same name as that permanent. Awesome. Cultivate again. We're kind of a little fickle on mana. I don't know if we need to be running, I think 5 mana fixes are good enough. I'm going to leave 6 in for now. Spellbreaker Behemoth can't be countered. Creatures you control with power 5 or greater can't be countered. Now, especially with Dodge and Burn being as good as it is, Spellbreaker Behemoth needs to be in the deck. Especially with Jace being as strong as he was before, you definitely want to have him in the deck. Hellkite Hatchling, Devour 1. If it devoured, it gets Trample and Flying, and then it's a 3/3. But I'm not going to run these guys. Just 3/3s for 3/3s, sack a creature, flying, trample, or just not worth it for 4 mana. It's me. Bloodbraid Elf. Bloodbraid Elf is amazing. If you've never played with Bloodbraid Elf is the stupidest card ever printed, ever, in all time. I absolutely hate this card, but if you can run it, run it. Haste, 3/2 for 4 mana. It's already like, okay, that's not bad. Cascade. Cascade is you reveal cards off the top of your library until you reveal a card with converted mana cost less than Bloodbraid Elf. So, let's see what we can reveal. We can reveal Cultivates. We can reveal 4 of the Maelstrom Pulses. We can reveal our Soulfire. We can reveal a Jund Charm. We can reveal another creature. Another creature. Another creature. 2 creatures. This is these 2 are whiffs, basically. And then another creature. So, it doesn't actually seem that bad. Bloodbraid is stupid. Archwing Dragon. Flying, haste. At the beginning of your end step, return Archwing Dragon to its owner's hand. So you can hit him for 4 and then it goes back to your hand. Then hit in for 4 and goes back into your hand. Hits in for 4 and goes back into your hand. But I don't think we need that. 4 mana, 3/3, and whenever you cast or another creature enters the battlefield and you control that creature gets +2/+0 gains haste. That's awesome with the Tukatunk Thallets. That's awesome with the Dragon Fodder. That's awesome with any creature you play ever. I'm going to play the Ogre Battle Driver. Crucible Fire. Dragon creatures you control get +3/+3. Probably not. They don't need +3/+3. They're already big and scary and going to win you the game. Sneak Attack. You put a creature card from your hand on the battlefield. That creature gains haste. Sack it at the beginning of the next end step. That might be something I leave in the deck because if you do it like that, the creature can't be countered. So if you can catch a Dodge and Burn deck off of its guard for a turn and sneak in the Sneak Attack, play a creature from your hand and swing for a lot, you can actually kill them easily. Because their goal is to use their burn spells on your creatures and counter creatures that they can't deal with remand and things like that. But they don't have the option with Sneak Attack, which is a good option for you. Search your library for 2 basic land cards, put them on the battlefield tapped, and shuffle your library. At 4 mana, I don't think we need it. We have enough low-cost things. Explosive Vegetation is just a little bit too much. Gorger Worm, Devour, 5/5 for 5, and has Devour 1 to get more counters, but he doesn't get that much bigger or better, so we're going to get rid of him. Torrent of Fire deals damage equal to the highest converted mana cost among permanents you control to target creature or player. So if you have a Brewmate Dragon out, it does damage to it does 6 damage to something. But if you have a Brewmate and a Brewmate token out, and they respawn and kill your Brewmate, it does 0 damage and you wasted a card. So, I don't like the Torrent of Fire. You actually have to have a lot of big creatures out to play it safely, and know that you can play it safely for it to work. Ingus Pouncer. 6 mana for a 5/1 with haste, and has Swamp Cycling, Mountain Cycling. I'm just not a fan of that. That's just a little bit too much. So we're going to do the same thing over here with this Valley Remnant. It has Mountain Cycling and Forest Cycling. You know, you don't really need it. You've got enough mana fixed anyway. Dragon Brewmother. At the beginning of each upkeep, put a 1/1 green dragon creature token with flying and devour 2 on the battlefield. So for each creature it kills, it gets 2 counters. And then, so you can be like, your upkeep I put out a token, my upkeep I put out a token, I devour my other token, and it's a 3/3. Oh, by the way, my Over Battle Driver is out in the field, so it is a 6/3 that's going to attack you with haste. I like the Dragon Brewmothers. They're good. 6 mana for a 5/6 with reach. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a 1/1 green insect creature token onto the battlefield. I'm not a huge fan of that. We don't really have a problem with flyers, and we don't really need that many more token generations. So I'm going to get rid of that guy. Flame Blast Dragon attacks. You may have, or you may pay X and red. If you do, it deals X damage to target creature player. That's not bad. Predator Dragon has haste for 6 mana, devour 2. He can just come out and just be like, boom, I win. Volcanic Dragon I'm not a fan of, because obviously he's just better. A Dragon Roast is not going to be useful. It's one of those very, very late game situational cards that you just have to be losing the game in order to use. Sangreat Strength, +3/+3 double strike, but that's a lot of mana to commit to that. So we're going to take that out. Karathis, Tyrant of Jund, Flying Haste, enters the battlefield, gain control of all dragons. There aren't that many other dragons in the format right now, and other dragons you control have haste. I mean, they already have haste if we have that guy out, and most of them have haste anyway. So I'm going to take him out. Killmouth Dragon. If you're playing the lower cost dragons, he's not bad because you can reveal dragons and put 3 counters on him when you play him. But you have to have a lot of creatures in your hand that are very late game, and you have to rush him out in order for him to be useful, so I'm not a fan of him. Penumbra Worm. And we already said Penumbra Worm is going to stay in here on principle alone. Penumbra Worm has to stay in this deck because it is my favorite card. It's the first rare I ever got, and it stays in this deck. So, deal with it. Form of the Dragon. Pure upkeep. Form of the Dragon deals 5 damage to target creature or player. At the beginning of each end step, your life total becomes 5. Creatures without flying can't attack you, so it just turns you into a giant dragon. But there are a lot of flying creatures, and there are a lot of ways to easily do 5 damage to you. So, Form of the Dragon's out. Hellkite Overlord is gigantic, it is scary, and it might just be too many, because we only have 17 lands. So, it's saying 27. 27's a little too many for me. I'm going to adjust it down to 25. I wanted it at 25. 25 lands. So I don't think we can afford to get this guy going. We do want to hit 6 mana consistently, but we also need to get rid of 5 more cards. So, I like the Borderland Ranger. I like the Cultivates. I like the Judge Charms. I think we're going to go down to 2 Cultivates. I think we're going to go down to 3 of the Dragon Speakers. Maybe even 2. Honestly, it's nice to get the dragons out early, but some of them are so mana specific that it might not even be necessary. Plus, we're going to have a hard time hitting double red on turn 3 anyway. So I think 2 of them are good. Let's get rid of 1 Dragon Fodder. And let's get rid of... We should get rid of 1 more 3 cost, I think. But I don't know what I would get rid of here. Maybe the Jund. No, it would not be the Jund Battle Mage. And we get rid of the other Dragon Fodder. I think that's how I'm going to build this. So let's take a look at it. 4 Terramorphic Expanses, 4 Tukatung Thalids, 1 Banefire, 1 Savage Twister, 2 Dragon Fodders, 2 Dragon Speaker Shamans, 1 Jund Battle Mage, 3 Borderland Ranger, 2 Jund Charm, 2 Soulfires, 4 Maelstrom Pulse, 2 Cultivates, 1 Spellbreaker Behemoth, 1 Bloodbraid Elf, 1 Ogre Battle Driver, 1 Sneak Attack, 1 Broodmage Dragon, 2 Dragon Broodmothers, 1 Flame Blast Dragon, 2 Predator Dragons, and a Penumbra Worm. Now obviously you can replace the Penumbra Worm with one of the Dragon Fodders that I took out. But for me, the Penumbra Worm must stay in. So that'll be the Jund deck analysis finally, after, you know, when the game came out 3 months ago probably. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you change with this deck or the previous one. If you enjoyed the videos, leave a like or comment. Helps me out a lot. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. You better do that. And we'll keep the rest of these deck analysis coming and work on the rest of the decks that aren't unlocked and everything else. So thanks for watching, guys. As always, I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.